All right, guys, we are here in Corinth, specifically Acro Corinth, shooting on the 360 cam. So check it out as we walk around. Remember, scroll up, down, side to side. You can check it all out. So, Acro Corinth is the fortification worship area above Lower Corinth. We read about this in the Bible, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, also Acts chapter 18. And what we kind of know about it, this was a pretty crazy place. So Corinth being on the port, it was kind of a rowdy town. And one of the things about Acro Corinth here is there was a temple up here to worship that's believed to have over 1,000 prostitutes at it. So people would make this pilgrimage from Lower Corinth up here to Upper Corinth to worship. Alright, so we are about to enter into the third line of defense, which was the most important wall section of the fortress here. And like I said, this was used for military purposes and in ancient times for acts of worship up here. So we've just entered in to the third wall, which was one of the most important lines of defense, because this is what kept invading armies out and kept you nice and safe. And so in this portion, you would find all different types of structures within the walls here, and they used this as they needed. Just one of the things I always think about whenever we're walking through these places is like, how many people did it take and how long did it take to build this? Like all these rocks up here that are stacked to make these walls, to make the streets, to make the buildings, like all these different things had to come together with tons and tons of work and labor to be able to get this done. So I'm headed down to the church right now that's up here, or the basilica, and I'm amazed. One, we're on top of a mountain, and two, there's structures like everywhere. Yeah, we have it pretty easy when it comes to going to church. Get in our cars, we drive. Even these roads are not too fun to walk on. I think I've almost twisted my ankle about 30 times. Time for church. You can see the frescoes on the wall painted back there. It's pretty typical for churches in this time period. This isn't super early, but it's still pretty old. Older than probably anything we have in the United States. You can see a picture depicting Jesus on the cross right back here. So the whole point of these frescoes is to remember and help people have an image of biblical truths. So, for instance, back here on this back wall, you have the crucifixion scene. So Jesus carrying the cross, Jesus on the cross. They would paint saints, important people, to the church to help them remember the truths of Scripture. The problem with any of these icons or any of these idols is not that they're bad people, not that they did bad things, but they become the ones who get worshiped. And Jesus is the only one we are to worship. And so it's good to remember the saints who have come before us, the individuals who have stood firm in the ways of Christ and moved the kingdom forward. But the problem becomes when we worship anything, anyone other than Jesus himself.